Welcome to Christmas at Mary. Every year, all of us here at the University of Mary look forward so much, along with the people of the surrounding community, to this event, Christmas at Mary, when all of us gather and experience the culmination of the efforts of the students in our Department of Music, the efforts of Dr. Tom Porter and his colleagues who teach music here, to prepare our hearts and our minds for what happens at Christmas, for the coming of the Lord. Christmas is a time which reminds us that darkness never wins, that in the midst of darkness there comes light, and that healing spirit of light, that hope that comes with the Lord's tenderness toward us, is always present to us, and we can always rely upon it. And song reminds us of this in a very particular way, in a very poignant way. And so we all appreciate so much everything that the students that you'll hear in this production and that our faculty have done. We appreciate it so much because it lifts up our hearts, it lifts up our soul, and it gives us hope. Who would have thought that we would still be here in the midst of this pandemic? Earlier in the year, we had half a hope that by this point things would be somewhat back to normal, that we'd have seen light at the end of the tunnel. But we're still in the grip of things, and we need more than ever the hope that comes with the songs that we'll experience. I was thinking just the other day about that scene from the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. Do you remember it? From The Magician's Nephew, when Diggory, a young boy who grows up to be a professor, witnesses the creation of the world. He's standing all in darkness, and here's what C.S. Lewis wrote. In the darkness, something was happening at last. A voice had begun to sing. It seemed to come from all directions at once. Its lower notes were deep enough to be the voice of the earth herself. There were no words. There was hardly even a tune. But it was beyond comparison the most beautiful sound he had ever heard. It was so beautiful Diggory could hardly bear it. He was drenched with beauty to experience the singing of Aslan, the Christ figure, in the Chronicles of Narnia, as he sang the world into being. It reminds me of one of my favorite Christmas carols, Angels from the Realms of Glory. Angels from the realms of glory, wing your flight o'er all the earth. You who sang creation's story, now proclaim Messiah's birth. Come and worship, worship Christ the newborn King. You who sang creation's story, now proclaim Messiah's birth. So just as the angels were there at the beginning of all things, when everything was created, so too they sing at the birth of the Messiah. We sing too, though we have to be careful in these times, though our voices sometimes have to be masked. At the same time, our hearts are full of song, and that song gives us courage and it gives us hope. I was talking to Dr. Rebecca Raber, who works in university ministry, directs our chapel choir, and also teaches in our music department. We were talking earlier this summer, we were talking about how song lifts the spirit and gives resilience, especially in times of darkness and need. We were talking about, for instance, the slavery of the Israelites in Egypt, or the slavery that's been part of the heritage, sadly, of this country, or the civil rights movement. How song gets inside of us and gives us hope to carry on. One of the sermons of St. Augustine says that in this time here below, before we get to the heavenly song, we have to sing to give us courage to keep on going. We sing, but we keep on going. Songs for the journey, songs to make us never lose hope. Those are the kinds of songs, everyone, that I know we can rely upon our music department here during Christmas at Mary to give us in this year of darkness, which God will change by his power into a time of light and a time of hope. As we prepare our hearts for the coming of our Savior at Christmas, and as all of us here at the University of Mary deepen our sense of belonging and community, even in difficult times, especially in difficult times, how grateful we are that in this different way, we're able to experience, as we have year after year after year, the joy and the hope that comes from Christmas at Mary. Thanks for participating. Thanks for watching and listening, everyone. God bless you and have a Merry Christmas.